Wow, that is very fast and very easy. I got something kind of cool to show you guys today. This is what I'm going to call kind of a hybrid smart lock. This is from AKAGear. When they reached out about this, I was a little skeptical at first, but as I researched it more, I was impressed with the fact that it integrated a fingerprint reader without connecting to the internet or needing app control or anything like that. I appreciate that. I appreciate the ease of access that a fingerprint gives you, but I also like to not necessarily have the locks on my house connected to the internet. Let's just take a quick dive through the installation and my general thoughts on how it works at the end, and you can see if this may be a good fit for you or not. Got some documentation and some templates, physical set of keys, mounting hardware, bracket of some kind. There's the physical deadbolt. There's the outside portion, and here's the inside portion. And last but not least, a trim plate. Be sure to keep track of the instructions for one, installation purposes, but for two, programming. One of the things I like about this is that it does not use any kind of app control or anything like that. It's all just self-contained. I appreciate that, but it's got some cool features, but you do need to have the information in this documentation for correct programming. I've got this closet door here, and it needs to be locked so that the kids and whatnot don't get into it. But I'm always either forgetting to lock it or misplacing the key or whatever. So keypad lock will be the answer to my woes. So let's get this uninstalled. Alright, got the old deadbolt removed. So now what we need to do is take a measurement and see where this hole is in relation to the edge of the door. So you can see the center is 2 3/4 for this particular door. If we take the deadbolt, new deadbolt, and slide it in the way it came from the factory, you'll see that it does not, that center hole does not line up with the center of this. That's because it's configured for a shallower depth. So to fix that issue, all you gotta do is twist this, and then it extends out, and then twist it back to lock it into place. And now, if we slide that in, you will see now that it is perfectly aligned. I don't know if you can see, but right there in the top left corner it says up. So make sure that that arrow is oriented upward. And I say to go ahead and test it with a screwdriver. Very smooth, very easy. I'm gonna attach the keypad. You take this bracket right here, and you make sure that the wire comes through that large opening right there, and then the latch comes through right there. Now, you won't be able to see, but these 2 points, one right there and one right over here, you're going to send the 2 long screws through each of these holes into that. And FYI, there's a little thing here that tells you, but make sure that this top piece is up and that it's set up so that it is away from the door, because the interior latch is going to hook on right here. So that just clicks in right there, and then you gotta make sure that this centerpiece is oriented correctly with the knob facing up so that it can slide on. I'm gonna need 2 hands here, but basically we're gonna slide this on. The excess of this cord is gonna slide into the core of the door. With the cord pushed into the core of the door a little bit, you can see that fits nicely. You take the battery cover off, and there are 2 screw holes right here. We'll use the very short screws that came in the mounting hardware to screw this interior part on. Alright, so that's 2 screws right there. And then before we put the batteries in, let's just test to make sure it operates manually. does. Very smooth, very nice. And in the manual it says not to use rechargeable batteries, but unfortunately that's all I've got right now. So we're going with rechargeable batteries. Hope nothing blows up, right? Gotcha. Okay, looks like it's calibrating.
Operation successful.
So it calibrates to determine which way it needs to rotate. I don't know if you heard that little voice, but it says operation successful. And like I said before, this part of the documentation is very important because it tells you how to program it with different setups. So first, I need to add a programming code. My understanding of how to do that is you push the unlock button twice, then the number 1, then the unlock button, then the factory programmer code, then the unlock button again, then your new programming code, the unlock button again, then the new programming code yet again, and the unlock button, and then it should be good to go.
Please input administrator's passcode. Press the unlock key to confirm. Please add administrator's passcode. Press the unlock key to confirm. To exit, press the lock key.
Okay, so now we can put in the new code, and we're going to cut here because you don't need to know that.
Operation successful.
There we go. So now we have the new programming code. Now let's add a new user code. To do that, it's unlock button 2 times, then the number 2, then the unlock button, then the programming code, then the unlock button, and then the new user code 2 times when prompted. So let's give that a shot.
Please input administrator's passcode. Press the unlock key to confirm. Press 1 to add a user and 2 to delete a user. To exit, press the lock key. Please enter the new user code. To return to the previous level, please press the unlock key. To exit, press the lock key.
So now we're going to add a new user code. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Please input again. Press the unlock key to confirm. Operation successful. Please enter the new user code. To return to the previous level, please press the unlock key. To exit, press the lock key. Exit setting mode.
Okay, so then we should be able to lock the door here. There we go.
Lock.
And now we're going to put in our new user code. And there we go. So now let's go ahead and add a fingerprint. So that is the unlock key twice, the number 2, followed by the unlock key, the programming code, the unlock key, number 1 again, and then we do the fingerprint instead of putting in a new code.
Please input administrator's passcode. Press the unlock key to confirm. Press 1 to add a user and 2 to delete a user. To exit, press the lock key. Please enter the new user code. To return to the previous level, please press the unlock key. To exit, press the lock key. Please press again. Please press again. Please press again. Please press again. Input successfully. Please enter the new user code. To return to the previous level, please press the unlock key. To exit, press the lock key. Exit setting mode.
Alright, let's lock it.
Lock.
It's locked. Now let's see what happens with the fingerprint. Wow, that is very fast and very easy. Let's try that again. That was incredible.
Lock.
That's very responsive. I am very impressed with how responsive that fingerprint reader is. The other setting I want to set up for my personal use is this auto lock feature. So that means that it will automatically lock after a period of time. So to do that, we're going to do the unlock key twice, the number 3 key, the unlock key, the programming code, the unlock key, the number 2, and then we'll follow the prompts.
Please input administrator's passcode. Press 1 for volume adjustment, 2 for auto lock, 3 for language selection, and 4 for adding app administrator. To exit, press 1 to turn on the automatic lock. Press 2 to turn off the automatic lock. To return to the press 1 for 5 seconds, 2 for 10 seconds, 3 for 20 seconds, 4 for 30 seconds, 5 for 60 seconds. To return to the previous level. Operation successful.
Alright, we're coming up on the 60-second mark, so let's see if it does an auto lock. Right on time. Pretty sweet. Let's test one more thing. Let's pretend that it's locked and the batteries died. Now I completely took the batteries out. So of course, you know, you can find the manual key and stick it in there and open it manually. Or what we're going to test is there's a little USB-C port. This little comes off and it's right down here on the bottom. You can connect a USB power source and power this up and get it unlocked so you can get in and then obviously change the batteries. So let's give that a shot. And for what it's worth, this is a pretty cool cable. You guys may want to check out. This is from MagTame. I don't know if you could see, but that's like, it's like magnetic, the entire cable is. And so it keeps the cable nice and coiled and organized. Pretty cool. USB cable's plugged in. This is something kind of cool as well. This is from Intoval. And check this out. It is this huge brick with 8 different USB ports to charge your devices with, and it's quite compact. Anyway, I love this thing. It's so versatile and helpful. So we're going to use that today. It can deliver up to 140 watts to your devices. Anyway, pretty sweet. And there we go. See it powered on, even without batteries. So we're locked out of the house, powered on, come up, fingerprint, and away it goes. So long as you can get some kind of USB-C power delivery to the bottom of this lock, you can get in even if the batteries are dead. So I'm really excited about this lock. The thing that I like about it is it's high-tech and super nice, you know, from the standpoint that, you know, you just slap your fingerprint on it and it goes. But you don't need an app or connected to Wi-Fi or anything like that that I think just exposes it to additional security vulnerabilities. And so I really appreciate the feature set that it has, the programmability that it has without having connectivity. This closet gets used multiple times every day, so this is going to get put through its paces, and I'll be sure and let you guys know as time goes on if it has any difficulty or any issues. But for now, I am quite impressed with its performance. I think it does a fantastic job. Exhibit A, auto lock right there. So if you guys want a smart lock, so to speak, but you don't want to have it connect to the internet and stuff and pay the extra price for that, like there are some others out on the market, I think this is a very good consideration. I'll leave a link for this down in the description below so that you can go check it out. I think pricing is right, so give it a look. So leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this. I love hearing from you. I read all of your comments and I try to respond to all of them. And please consider giving the video a like and a subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.